Hi, this is Dr. Singarreddy from Empower Psychiatry and Sleep. Our thoughts play a crucial role in our feelings. By that I mean, although you may not be aware, but every time we are angry, anxious, upset, irritable, it's always preceded by some kind of thought. Most often, we are not aware of it consciously. In fact, there is a term to denote this thinking pattern, and it is typically known as automatic thoughts. If you attempt to be more aware of this aspect, it is not uncommon that you would find that there are often thoughts which precede or occur around the same time that you have these strong emotional responses. Modifying these particular thoughts could likely improve your emotional reactions or responses. More so, a negative emotional responses such as anger, irritability, frustration, stress, and so forth. A common technique that is widely known, however difficult to practice, is something called as cognitive reappraisal. In other words, a method where you pause and deliberately attempt to track the underlying thought process that has been leading to unwanted negative emotional response, and then trying to examine more objectively the other possibilities that could be likely possible in that particular scenario, in that particular interactions, in that particular situation, could help mitigate or decrease the chances of unwanted negative emotion. For example, if you're having an argument with your spouse, your partner, your child, your parent, your friend, your coworker, and it is causing unwanted negative emotional response such as anger, frustration, irritability, pause yourself by using maybe different modalities such as taking deep, slow breaths or counting backwards from 100 to 1, or some other way where you give yourself a pause and think through the thoughts that are going through your mind as it is relevant to this particular situation, and then attempt to come up with various possibilities, thinking from a third person perspective objectively. Come up with several different possibilities that could be leading to this particular situation. When you think about all these various possibilities, this in turn most likely will reduce the negative emotional response that you're having as a result of this particular interaction, argument, situation, and so forth. Again, cognitive reappraisal is a cognitive technique or thinking pattern modification technique that could likely be useful in modifying the negative reaction that you're having as a result of a interaction, a situation, or a stressor that you're facing. In fact, if you start to use this technique on a regular basis by routinely using when you are in a stressful situation or when your emotions are negative, it is likely that this technique will decrease the risk of any emotional maladaptive reaction, as well as decrease the risk of mental health or emotional health disorders in general. Again, this is cognitive reappraisal. It is a way for you to modify underlying thinking pattern which are leading to negative emotions, and it is something that anybody could learn by practicing it routinely. Thank you very much. This is Dr. Singarreddy from Empower Psychiatry and Sleep.